invite you to turn within. Turn within, carrying with you the energy of that song, the truth of those lyrics. The truth that resides in you, in all others, in all things, in all situations. We celebrate this truth. Everything I am is you. Everything above, everything below. Everything I am, everything I know, everything I do is you. We use words. Words are inadequate to express the truth, but we use them. We need them. And our soul takes those words and expands them beyond their limitations so that they do express who and what we truly are. So continue your inward journey now. And as you do, I invite you to release your current thoughts, even if they're truth thoughts, whatever their nature, let them go. And release for the moment the stories you hold of who you are, the achievements, the diplomas, the occupations, the homes, the titles. Continue releasing. Release your so-called race. Release your gender. And release, just for a moment, even those closest to you, those you love as much as life itself. Now, if there is anything remaining, release that as well. Is anybody home? Are you still present? Are you still aware? I believe your answer is yes. When you remove every worldly thought, action, object, creature, and person, you still remain. You are. In the first person spiritual, you would say, I am. Would you say with me, I am, 7 times? I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am, I am. I am is your truest name. The inner space in which you found yourself after having released everything of the world, everything of the seen, of the manifest. This space has been called the ground of your being. The ground of your being out of which you, the seen, come from the unseen. You will rise like a wave out of an ocean of God, just as all others and all things so arise. Hear this from the ancient Hindu text, the Bhagavad Gita. By me is this entire universe pervaded. All things are in me, and I in them. Know that as the mighty wind blowing everywhere rests in the sky, all created beings rest in me. I am the Father, the Mother, the supporter, and the grandsire of the universe. All things are in me, and I in them. 200 years later, Jesus said, "The Father and I are one." He didn't add, "and you're not." You bring the lights up and you may open your eyes. He didn't add, "and you're not." Does anybody remember Chevy Chase on Saturday Night Live Weekend Update? I'm Chevy Chase, and you're not. And we were grateful that we weren't. Unity's first guiding principle. And we can read it together. It's on page 2 of your bulletin. Our first guiding principle, let us read it together now. God is absolute good, everywhere present. How good is God?
Absolutely.
Where is God present?
Everywhere.
Really? Is God in the saint?
Yes.
These aren't trick questions, but I admire the fact that you're pausing to think before you commit yourself. So is God in the saint?
Yes.
Is God in the sinner?
Yes.
God in the newborn?
Yes.
Is God in the tyrant?
Yes.
Is God in the peace marcher?
Yes.
Is God in the anarchist?
Yes.
Where is God not? Nowhere. When is God not? Never. Whew. That wasn't too hard.
Maybe for the first one.
Yes, yes, that's the first principle. Not only is this our first principle in unity, it's our core belief. It's our core belief that there is only God, absolute good, everywhere present, no exceptions. Let me ask you, are we allowed to make up our own God? I would be pausing too. Do you want me to answer the question? Take you off the hook? Absolutely. Absolutely we're allowed to make up our own God. It's called theology. Theology. The study, the understanding of the divine and its relationship to the world, its relationship to us, its relationship to you. Can you create your own personal theology? Absolutely. In fact, and this is my opinion, my belief is that not only can you create your own theology, you have a sacred obligation to do so. Once you begin to wake up, and all of you are awake and awakening further, all of you. Once you're awakening, once you're in that divine process, you have a sacred duty to yourself, to your soul, and to your spirit, to evolve your own personal theology. Because it's yours, baby. It's not mine. It's no other authorities. It's not the Bibles. It's not the Bhagavad Gita's. It's not the Tao's. Not the Torah's. It's up to us to engage and to ask the question, what do I believe? Unity's 5 guiding principles were summarized by Connie Fillmore Bazzi. Connie Fillmore Bazzi is a Unity minister. She's now retired in Florida. She is a great-granddaughter of Charles and Myrtle Fillmores, the co-founders of Unity. And in 1990, she was asked to write an article for the Daily Word magazine. And they asked her to do an article summarizing Unity's foundational principles, our foundational beliefs. And she sat down and mindfully and prayerfully did that. And out of that process came the 5 principles, summarizing our essential beliefs, beginning with our core belief. Now, these are not dogma. No one here is required to say, yes, I believe that. Unity does not have dogma. You can walk in here and say, I don't believe in God. I want to be here. You can walk in here and say, I'm not so sure about people, and be here. If you want to be here, there's no criteria. There's no test. That's why it's called Unity. It's all of us. So, I'm going to be speaking on the 5 principles, and I will cover them all between now and September the 8th.
We're going to be here before.
During that time, yes, food will be brought in. You can share this. You said we're going to be here that long, and you didn't hear. Food will be brought in. Take your turns, sink baths, and the rest. We have a utility tub. I don't know if you know that. All right. Between now and then, I invite you, if you feel called, to buy a book called The 5 Principles by Reverend Ellen Davenport. You can find the book on our own online bookstore. Go to our website, find where it says online bookstore, click there, and then you will find the 5 principles. And after you buy it, you might want to read it. I'm just saying. On Tuesday evenings, September the 3rd and the 17th, I will be leading a discussion group on the 5 principles.